So, what about when it comes to the actual stages? Was that that wasn't 1962, was it? But
There was a rally in '62, but the one that I actually first drove in was in '66, and that was where the rally went down to the West Country.
right, okay. And what were you in on that occasion?
I was in a Mark I Frog Eye Sprite.
Oh wow. So
Most unsuitable.
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 So, what about in 1967? Because I do know that you competed that year in a mini and had a pretty good result. Can you tell us a bit more about that, please?
Yes, we did. That was when we went to Sussex. There was 180 miles, I think, on the mainland, and then back to the Isle of Wight. I was in a near standard Mini Cooper, and we were very lucky. We finished fifth.
Yes, and I understand that there were some Works Cortinas in amongst that lot, and I think the mini you had, what was it, a 998cc Cooper?
Yes, a 997 actually. The first two cars, or I think three cars, were the Semi-Works Super Sport team.
And they were all Cortinas?
Yeah, GT Cortinas. Tony Maslin was fourth in a Lotus Cortina, and he beat us by 11 seconds.
So that's still smarting all these years later. But I mean, that was a phenomenal result. And I mean, from there, what happened with the stages after that? And what did they ran the next year, presumably? And what did you compete in?
I think that was the last big island stages. It was getting very expensive to run. But that rally actually was voted the sixth best rally in the country, with the RAC one place in front.
In front, really? So it was just the Island Stages was voted just behind the RAC. Well, that's quite something. So obviously your memories of those days are still pretty vivid. But what would you rank as the best year? Would it be the Mini, or did you compete in an Escort or anything like that?
After that I did various the Tourdine, several rallies on the mainland in the Mini, some with success, some with not so much success. But then we had a GT Cortina, then we did the Welsh. We were the first pushrod home in 11th, and after that I had crikey, I can't remember now.
Needless to say, you had some pretty good results. And what about the days of the Escort? Because I believe, in about 1973, you bought the ex-Chris Schlater Mark I Escort with an RS1600, and I think that was BLG 99K. That was sort of...
Yes, it was, but it was only a shell, because I'd rolled our own car and we needed a shell quick, and we got it from along the coast near Brighton somewhere. I can't remember now, it's so long ago. But we had that shell for quite a long time, and then I built all my own cars virtually, and then I got hold of a Mark II, and we put a 1600 BDA in that, which was lovely, but it wasn't powerful enough. Then we put an 1800cc block that came from John Buffum in America. That was probably the best engine we had, and we ran that for quite a while. And we went to Belgium with it, and it was supposed to be 2 litre, but so then we bought an Alley block 2 litre. And that was the start of our problems and troubles.
Yeah. So, I mean, of course, you had quite a bit of success in Belgium, and I think first time you went out there, what was it, fifth on the Condros?
Yes, we came fifth on the Condros with M&S tyres when everyone else was running racers. We didn't know any different.
So you went out there with the expectation that it was going to be gravel?
Well, they said there was some gravel, but most of it was tarmac, and of course the people with racing tyres had quite an advantage. But we scrabbled fifth. Yeah.
Well, that was a pretty impressive result. So, with regards to the return of rallying on the Isle of Wight, where it's been around about 30 years now, I mean, what are your sort of feelings and what sort of emotions does it bring back?
Well, we had several little sort of mini island rallies amongst ourselves. Paul Faulkner and a few of the lads from Southsea Motor Club, they came over, and they were quite good little rallies actually, but Eventually it fizzled out because venues were getting more difficult to find, and people were more difficult to find, you know, people to put it on. But and then it gradually fizzled out.
So, of course, I mean, I suppose it must be with some surprise that this event has managed to gain the traction it has.
Yes, it's wonderful. I hope this is the start of more to come.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, sky's the limit, I suppose, now with closed roads legislation. You know, from little acorns grow mighty oaks.
Well, if it's possible, but there are a lot of retired people living on the Isle of Wight, and that makes it much more difficult, I'm afraid.
Yes, indeed. Well, if only all retired people were more like you, Mike, that would be an advantage. But in any event, so do you have any hot tips for tomorrow? Because there's a few quick drivers there. What do you think?
I just don't know. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be quite interesting to see. But we'll have to wait and see.
Well, it's going to be very fascinating, and I look forward to talking to you more tomorrow. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, my pleasure.